In the days leading to the Thriller in Manila, Ali beat a steady tattoo on Frazier's psyche.
It will be a killer and a chiller and a thriller when I get the gorilla in Manila.
If you call a guy a gorilla, or you ugly, you know, or you Uncle Tom, that's not funny.
Come on, gorilla, we in Manila.
He knew that I was tough. He couldn't frighten me with his words, so he went with another tactic of calling me a Tom. And then from Tom, I was ugly.
He's so ugly, his face should be donated to the Bureau of Wildlife.
Joe was in his hotel room and on the balcony, and Ali had gone there to taunt him. Joe just stared at him while Ali's shouting epithets at him. And Joe, finally disgusted, just walked in and said to Eddie Fudge, he said, "No matter what happens, don't stop this fight. We have nowhere to go. I want to take his heart out and squeeze it and to see the blood squirt up."
With his hatred of Ali brimming over, Frazier was blinded by more than rage.
At that time, the vision in his right eye was 20/50, which is okay, not very good, but the left eye was 2400, which was legally blind. My thoughts were, before the fight, the Thriller in Manila, was that he shouldn't fight. If he had any damage to his good eye, that would be the end of him.
Now here's Joe Frazier coming into the ring.
The challenger, Joe Frazier. The heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali.
On a sweltering morning of October 1st, 1975, in Quezon City, just outside Manila, the last act of their blood trilogy played out before the world.
It's 15 rounds, and here is round one.
It was a fight in three parts. The first part, Ali is just whipping on Frazier. Somehow, in the middle rounds, Frazier comes through. Frazier starts wailing, he cuts off the ring, he gets him on the ropes. He was killing Ali. And then it turned again.
Ali tried to regain the psychological edge by looking at him and saying, "Joe Frazier, they told me you were washed up." And Frazier said, "They told you wrong, pretty boy."
Frazier is very strong and scoring heavily, even though he took a lot in this round.
Closest to life and death I've ever seen. Two equally matched fighters at the top of their form with an intense competitive edge on each other, if not dislike, actual hatred, if you will. It didn't seem that you could survive that.
And Ali is scoring on him.
The kind of torture that Ali and Frazier dished out to each other in the heat of Manila, with everything that was at stake between them mentally and psychologically, yeah, I don't think near death is too hyperbolic a statement.
Joe got hit with a right-hand shot that knocked his mouthpiece about 6 throat back in the audience.
Frazier was gone. Joe could not see, and Ali could keep wailing away at will with that jab in his eyes.
Frazier's badly hurt.
His good eye, the right eye, was starting to close. It was all puffed up. And I knew he couldn't see hardly anything out of his left eye. If you have somebody there who's just not able to protect themselves, this is a very dangerous situation.
With one eye closed and the other all but sightless, Frazier was operating by sound, touch, and smell in the 14th round.
He wasn't picking up those right hands, and he wasn't moving Ali to his right. So that eye was out there, and Ali kept banging away and digging into it, and large islands seemed to emerge around that eye.
Frazier looks awful tired, is puffed around both eyes now.
It looked like Ali was going to have to quit in the corner because he was getting so beat up. He couldn't breathe. He said in the corner, "I feel like I'm dying. This must be what death feels like."
In the opposite corner, Eddie Fudge was caught in the grim reality of the moment.
Fudge hesitated before that round. Questions spun through his mind like a subway train out of control. Well, I don't want to see him get hurt. He's got a family. He's a good kid. You know, I want him to walk away from this.
I said, "It's all over, Joe." And he jumped up. And I just tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Sit down."
I told Ed, I said, "Let me go out." He said, you can't see, and I know it. I said, I can visualize it. Go on. Don't worry about it. He said, no. So I said, okay. Shut it down.
I think it's going to be over. It's all over.
In the aftermath, while both fighters tended to their injuries, Ali tried to bridge the gap he created with Frazier by employing some second-hand diplomacy.
After the fight, he asked for me. He said, hey, I just want you to know, and you can tell your dad that those things I said about your dad, I didn't mean those things. But then I told my dad, my pop said, well, he needs to come to me. He said, tell him to come and tell me.
Ali's insults had cut too deep to be healed by anything less than a personal apology. Without it, Frazier carried his inner scars into a future fired by rage over the public theft of his dignity.